Hello, I'm Meg from I Teach Stamping, and welcome to this video where today we are going to talk about the Stamp-a-Ma-Jig and my favorite ways to use it. It is one of my favorite tools in my stamping toolbox, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about the difference between wood mount and clear mount stamps when it comes to using your Stamp-a-Ma-Jig. And so for this one, I'm going to grab my sentiment, put it onto my acrylic block, and then I've got the imaging sheet that comes with the Stamp-a-Ma-Jig. So the Stamp-a-Ma-Jig is going to come with this piece and this piece right here. It was designed to work for both left-handed people and right-handed people, so no one gets left out on that one. So we're going to start by having the Stamp-a-Ma-Jig imaging sheet in place, and then take the T and fit it into the T. Then you want to ink up your stamp, and you want to stamp it. So this is always step one. Then you want to bring in your cardstock and figure out exactly where you want it with your imaging sheet. Then we're going to take our Stamp-a-Ma-Jig T, move it into the upper corner so it's flush on our imaging sheet, not on the cardstock. Move this out of the way, ink up our stamp, fit our stamp into the T, and stamp, and then it's exactly where we want it every single time. And then to rinse this off, or to clean it off, you just rinse it under water. Make sure you don't use permanent inks like the basic black, basic gray from Stampin' Up! Or Stays On, or else it's going to be on there forever. Alright, now let's talk about my favorite way to do it with wood mount stamps. Since the stamps are always going to be in the same position because we've mounted them onto the wood block, then I prefer to use vellum cardstock, not vellum paper, but vellum cardstock because it's going to be thicker. So this comes most of the time in 8.5 by 11 sheets, and I cut them into 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 squares for a lot of my stamps. So the joy of it is rather than having to do this every single time I want to use a stamp, I can do it on here. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. So this is now my imaging sheet. I'm going to move my T into place. I'm going to use a different color ink pad this time. So that's in place. Now I'm going to ink up my stamp, fit it into the T, and stamp. Alright, so now we've got our imaging sheet. Let's bring in our cardstock. And when you use your grid paper with it to help you get your lines, you can look across, make sure it's all good and straight. Then we're going to fit the T back onto the vellum cardstock, not the corner of the paper. Move that out of the way. Ink up our stamp, fit it into the T, and stamp. Alright, so that's how we get perfect positioning every time with our stamps. And then with these vellum cardstock sheets, what I do is I take my stamp case and I just take half of a clear envelope and tape it to the inside and make a little pocket that these can just slide in so they're always with the stamps, and then I never have to repeat that step for my wood mount stamps. So I hope this helped you out with the Stamp-a-Ma-Jig and the best ways to use it for clear and wood mount. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.